Hello everyone, my name is Hanna Soldal, as Pella just said, and I live in Uppsala in Sweden, where I also work as the coordinator of global advocacy and youth participation at Church of Sweden Youth. And Church of Sweden Youth is the youth organization of Church of Sweden. We consist of approximately 14,000 young members located all over Sweden. And our main purpose is to strengthen the voices of children and young people within Church of Sweden and to make it easier for them to grow as young Christians and to let them be an active part of the church. And in August this year, Church of Sweden Youth as an organization decided to take a stand and to officially recognize ecocide as an international crime. And now, of course, we call on our mother organization, Church of Sweden, to follow in our footsteps and do the same thing. Because we believe that ecocide law is needed to protect the living world. And I will tell you why right now. For us as young Christians, this is all a matter of justice. As being part of the worldwide church, we have Christian brothers and sisters all over the world. And also being part of the youth movement, we stand together with all young people worldwide. And when injustices occur in other parts of the world, we believe that we cannot just close our eyes just because they may not happen here. We're all part of the same worldwide church, we're all part of the same humanity, and above all, we're all part of the same creation. The moon and the sun, the water and the wind, the flowers and the children, all of this was created by God. Heaven and earth, all of it belongs to God, and therefore we want to give praise to God. That is the first verse of hymn number 21 in the Swedish Book of Hymns, Måne och Sol, directly translated from Swedish to English by me. And this hymn was always my favorite hymn to sing as a child, and I still love it. I love how the hymn author lines up different elements of the creation. I love that it is emphasized throughout the text that we as humans are all created by the same God, who also created the flowers, the moon, and the sun. That we're all just different limbs of the same body, that we together make up God's creation, that we're all needed elements in this world. And I believe that we've been created, loved, and guided by the same God as the sun and the moon since the beginning of time. And at the same time, myself and many other Christians along with me believe in the message of Genesis that we as humans have gotten a specific and holy task from God, that we have been set on this earth to take care of God's creation, not to exploit it or overuse it in a sense of greed or selfishness. No, on the contrary. Our job, I believe, is to be good caretakers, to make the creation flourish like responsible and loving gardeners. And that obligation of ours knows no national or regional boundaries. We have gotten an essential and never-ending duty through Genesis. And at the same time, we have failed in fulfilling that responsibility. We have used our tools and our powers as humans for our own profit, but on the expense of other beings and ecosystems. And now it is time for us to change that pattern, to strengthen God's creation instead of weakening and undermining it. And we're also aware of that a large part of the mass damage and destruction of ecosystems taking place globally is caused by large, powerful international companies whose responsible actors will never have to deal with the harm that they have caused. And instead, it is often the local communities who are exposed to the effects. Marginalized groups like minorities, indigenous peoples, children, youth, and women are often the ones being affected the most. And they have to experience and handle the situation as their natural surroundings are getting harmed and destroyed for the benefit of others who are living far away from the affected site. And this is not only unfair, but totally unacceptable. And therefore, we wish to talk about ecocide as a matter of justice for humans as well as for whole ecosystems. We want to speak of it as a crime against human rights as well as crime against the rights of nature. And for me, as a member of Church of Sweden Youth, it feels wonderful that we are now officially behind the demand to recognize ecocide as an international crime. Finally. And as I said before, both for the sake of nature, of course, but also for the sake of all people depending on it, today and in the future. And we believe that it is precisely this type of initiative that can give us humans hope and strength to continue to fight for a healed creation. And therefore, we as Church of Sweden Youth are more than proud to be part of the Faith for Ecocide Law initiative. But I also want to highlight, once again, the need for other churches and faith-based organizations to join us. We are 14,000 members within Church of Sweden Youth, but Church of Sweden, on the other hand, consists of almost 6 million members. And Church of Sweden has a strong voice, both nationally in Sweden and internationally. And it should be used to influence the Swedish government and international partners with the aim of making ecocide an internationally recognized crime. So please, shape up Church of Sweden, because we believe that it is time for you to take an official stand for ecocide law now. As Christians, we have been given the task to protect and nurture the earth and everything that lives here. A law that criminalizes large-scale and systematic environmental destruction cannot only save our creation and our future, it can also give hope to those who think that hope is gone for our planet. And many young people today live a life characterized by climate anxiety. For them, the situation may seem increasingly hopeless. But I wish that they will let their anxiety transform to engagement, that they will join the ecocide movement. And if they're appealed by the Christian gospel and the work of Church of Sweden Youth, they are more than welcome to support that movement through us. And I want to finish by reading a short prayer. Dear God, thank you for creating this wonderful world where we as humans have gotten an essential role as caretakers. Please help us making the best out of this task. Guide us in our current struggle to take care of your creation. Forgive us for the harm that we as humans have caused to nature. Help us change the harmful patterns and to influence others while doing so. Give us the energy and commitment that will be needed as we keep on working to let ecocide become recognized as an international crime. Give us hope and faith and love. We will need it today as well as in the future. Amen. And thank you all for listening to me. Thank you so much.